Okay, so today we're doing a bit of a tutorial. I've had a couple of clients ask when I've made banners for their emails or for various different applications that they want to put over a photo, how they're supposed to do that because they're not great at Photoshop or they're not really sure how to do it. So today I'm going to walk you through how to do it, and one of my clients has graciously allowed me to use her banner as an example. So let's get started. So first off, you need to get a picture that you want to open up. Now I have one that I've already opened up, but in case you're a complete newbie to Photoshop and you don't know how to do it, we'll go here. So I've opened Photoshop, and we'll come to this main page here like this. It'll show you past ones opened, whatever. It gives you the option to open a new one here, or just start a brand new image here. So that would be from scratch if there's nothing there, or to open an image. Now we're going to open an image. So I'm going to go to open and click open, and I'm not going to go there. I've downloaded this image from the internet from a free stock photo site of real estate. Now this is I picked this picture because this particular image, this particular banner is for a real estate agent. So let's say you've got this house and you want to put it on the market and you want to put something, you want to show people that you've got it on the market. There's a couple of different ways to do that. I have created a banner for this particular client, and we're going to open that because I have it already open here. So she's there. And now I've got a couple of different versions I've done for her. These are banners for her website, her email and such. You can put it in the bottom. But for this picture, we're going to go with just the overlay. Here, you can do these ones for here. So now if I'm going to use this one since this is a big image, and you can do two things. You can I will just drag it in like that. And then it's going to give you this option when you drag it in to have it on top of everything. That's great. We're using this just as a general rule for sizing at the moment. So what's going to happen is we're going to pull these edges. You're going to want to hit shift. If you hit shift while pulling the edges, if I don't hit shift, this is what happens. I can warp it to whatever ratio, and we don't want that because then her lovely face is squished. We don't want her face to be squished. So if you hit shift, it'll keep the proportions the same. So we can pull these corners out so that it's the same width as the image. And that's all we really want to do. We just want to make sure that it's going to reach across the whole image. But you're going to say, but wait a minute, it's taking up the whole bottom of the page. That's fixable. So now, depending on the image, sometimes you may want it to go across the bottom of the image. Or if you have a narrower image, or if there's a large piece of grass, this would be perfectly fine if, say, this image, the grass were really long and you were going to be able to put it right there. Now, because this image is not that way, it was not already having a big open base area, we need to add on to that the canvas. I'm doing quote marks like you can see me. You can't see me. To the canvas size. So from there, what we'll do is up here in Edit is not the one I want. I want Image. I'm going to go to Image. I'm going to go to Canvas Size. You can also do all the squiggly, so I believe that's Shift Command C, but I just go up here. It's easier. Now, we want to do a relative size, and we're going to push this button here where my mouse is circling. This tells you when you add onto it, do you want it to anchor and add the size to all sides, or do you want to add just to one side? We're just going to add it to one side, and we're going to make it relative. Now, if it weren't relative, what I could see is that the width of this image is 10 inches. It's a 10 by 6 image. I look at this because it gives me kind of a reference point that this takes up about a third of the image. So what we're going to do, that tells me that now relative, I want to add about 2 inches to the bottom of this. So from the height, I want to put 2 inches. I want to keep the image as it is, at the top. I don't want it to move around, or I don't want it to bank images from either, or put it in the middle and have a bar top, a bar bottom. Not that I can't move it, but it just makes it easier. So there we go. Now we're going to click OK. Now this might be too much. It might be too little. We'll see. But now we're going to pick the real estate banner image from the top, and we're just going to drag it down to where it meets the bottom. And voila. Now, depending on the image, you might say, well, I don't like this here, so I'd rather block it like this. And you could totally do that. Now, let's say you added too much space. And you're like, oh, I've got all this space at the bottom. What do I do with it? What you would do then is go up to Trim. And you could trim the transparency, or you wouldn't. Let's say you have a banner all the way around, or a border even all the way around that's blue. You could say all of this color all around the edges, take away that. Anything that's that color, take it away. And it'll do that. Usually my issue is transparent pixels, which means even all this stuff on the outside that you can't see are transparent pixels. So you can trim away that. In this case, you can also say trim away just the bottom or the left or right. We're just going to do transparent pixels. Again, is the easiest way. And there you go. So there's the image. Now, another way to do this, now this is the if it were for sale. Obviously, we've got an open house sign. It's ready to go. Now, let's say she sold it. I opened up a different one for her that was a sold version. You'll notice it says sold in front of it. And we're just going to drop that one in. Now, this is a PNG, and the reason it's a PNG, because there is a reason. See, I'm going to drop in. There we go. Same size, so it's going to pull up, open just like that, and we can just double-click that to adjust it. Now, the reason is that is because it's got the sold line on there, but we wanted the sold to be able to go over the image. So by doing that and allowing that transparency there, we had to make it a PNG in order for it to have the sold be transparent. So those are the two ways. Again, that was just a drop. It's really just a drop and a drag. Now, if I were to try and save this, the problem that we would face is that this would want, like if I go to save, it's going to want to save it as a PSD. It doesn't want to save it as a PNG or a JPEG, which is how the image should be saved, because if you're going to put it online, you want it to be a one solid image. So then all you have to do is just right-click on any one of the layers that's visible or that you're wanting, and just go to Flatten Image. So because I have that hidden layer there, we'll just do that. Flatten image, such like that. We now have our flattened image. And if I go to, now if I wanted to save the image directly as the image that it was said, I can just hit save at this point, because the original image was a JPEG. If I hit save, it will simply save it as is, and then the old image would be gone. Now I don't normally like to do that, so I'm going to do a save as. It's going to take me to downloads, and I'll just put sold at the end of it and save it. And then it goes through all the options, and there you go. Now all you would do if you wanted to put this online or put this wherever is just pick the image once you've got the new image and put it wherever you wanted. So it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple, and as long as you just know how to use layers, and it's even that, I didn't even have to start a new layer, just dragging and dropping in all the original, all the other images was all it took to do that. So for anyone who didn't know how to do that, that is how. If you have any questions or comments or want me to do, or suggestions of anything you want to learn how to do, just a basic how-to, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will go through them and add them to the queue. Thanks.